Hello, welcome to MiFedha Transport Services. So I want to demonstrate how a seller can use MiFedha Transport Services for delivering an online purchase that they've made. And the beautiful bit with this one is that MiFedha is actually creating jobs because it's not MiFedha offering these services. What MiFedha does is it's simply connecting available public or private transporters like border riders, like freight services, trucks, taxis, and all that. If you make a purchase, you can come online. You check for a border rider who can carry your goods from a given supermarket that from which you bought online, and they'll deliver you to the specific place from where you bought your goods and services. Okay, so it will capture all that where you are right now, where you are, but it also allows you to change that location later. I will explain that in a few moments. So I just want to demonstrate. We make a purchase and then we engage. So any person out there who is a border rider, please come on board. And the beautiful bit with this is that any person, it's open, it's just open, and it's free to register. We don't charge anything, and yeah, we just want to create jobs. So how do you register? It's so simple. You just come to, on the bottom tab you can see transport written there. You click there, and you can, up there you can see under account, you can see register transport. That is the transporter. So you just come here and you register your transport services. And the transport business name you enter there. Means of transport, is it a motorbike, is it a pickup, is it freight services, is it a tuk-tuk? Name, I have not captured everything. It's you to explain to your prospective clients what you are offering. Okay, and this is saying it's so low, like 1600 meters from where you are. Try moving near a window or you go outside. So what it will do, it will capture where you are, but again you can change this one. Don't worry. Once you make a delivery, you reset. Let me show you where you do resetting. So once you make a delivery, you can reset. Let's see, reset. The second part, you can view, the transporter, you can view your account there, and then you also reset. Okay, and you can also share. User 4 doesn't have a delivery service, so why don't we log in as Boni and we see that bit? It's very important, I believe. Boni, this dummy data, please don't use it to sign in anyway. And again, these are dummy accounts. We have the relay PK. So under transport, we view an account. Right, there you are, and you can reset your stage location. And we don't want to make it live, that MiFedha tracks your border or your tuk-tuk or your pickup, because that would pose serious security issues. People can just track wherever you are and they waylay you, so we don't want that. So it's you to reset the stage location. People have designated places where they park their transport services. So once you get there, you reset your stage location. It will pick exactly where you are and store that as your current location. If you want to change your location again, you just come back and you reset. I'm having issues with my stage location reset successfully. So you see that it's very, very, very powerful. So once you reset your location, all right, people can see you wherever you are. So we want to do some shopping and then we proceed to how we use these services. Don't worry, it will be so fast. Let me try moving near a window because I think yeah, now it has, at least it has worked. So let's buy a few things. I'll explain something, a very important thing here that I'll explain. So let's buy from Horizon some purple cabbages. So these are the things on offer. Eh? Then this is another item on purchases, so I don't want to dwell on purchasing. Let's buy from Horizon 7 kgs of purple cabbages. It's going for 10 shillings. That will be 70. So we've added that. Another from Horizon. Okay, I can see from Tynap. Let's buy some mangoes from Tynap. There you are. Where is this one from? From Horizon, some cucumbers. So from Tynap we have one item. Then we have some cucumbers, and this also from Tynap. Some eggs. Right, and then from Tynap again. Let's buy some flour. Okay. Alright, so let's check out. Let's check out there. It's doing some stuff. Remember, we have MiFedha empowerment, so it's even empowering. So it's doing all those calculations. I think these are. You remember it was telling me low accuracy. That means my network here is a bit wanting. Transaction completed successfully. So I've bought. So once you buy, you can come here and you ask for transport. On the third segment, we have ask for transport. Can you see that? You are the buyer, you ask for transport. I've already shown how you register as a transporter, how you can view your account, how much you've earned, as well as, reset your location and share revenue. So now we've bought, it's Boniface, we've bought, we want to ask for transport. And mark you are the one to pay for this. You the buyer, you are the one to pay. So this is what we've bought. We've bought 6 pieces of mango, each at 10 from Tynap. Then we bought from Horizon, we bought several items. We bought 7 kg of cabbages. We also bought 4 kgs of cucumbers. If you remember, we also bought 5 trays of eggs and then 400 kg of maize flour. So we want, let's carry from Horizon. Now I want to explain here. Remember, I've bought from 2 people, from Tynap, seller name Tynap, the second seller name is Horizon. Of course, logically, these sellers are not located in the same place. And actually, you'll see that Tynap is located in Embu and Horizon is located in Rongai. So logically, of course, common sense tells you cannot engage one transporter for 2 different destinations, because the first seller might be in South Africa, the second seller might be in Saudi Arabia. So how do you pay them once, yet the collection points are so far apart? Of course, that would be so unfair, because what it's doing, I'll demonstrate that anyway in a few moments. So let's just engage. So ensure that the transporter you are engaging can actually carry whatever you've bought. So let's engage a transporter to transport goods and services from Horizon. I click on that particular place, and then so what this is doing, it's giving me all transporters available from my seller's location, not from where I the buyer is. It's from the seller's location. So this is the radius around the seller's location. It's 0.05 kilometers. So currently there are no transporters around that radius. So if I increase this radius, let's see how it will behave. 10 kilometers, still no transporter around there. 100 kilometers, still no transporter. Let's say 150 kilometers. Yes, we have Kasonge transporters. They are offering motorbike services at 30 Kenya shillings per kilometer. and they are 114 kilometers. So you do 114 shillings, 114 kilometers times 30. The cost of transporting will be 3,434, and that is what is written on the map. You can see there on the map we have that 337. Okay, so that is the cost of Kasonge. And then we have the seller on the map. Can you see an icon of the seller? Yes, and you can even click there, and the Google Map direction icon will actually appear on the bottom. So if you want to go in person to the seller and collect your goods, you give up on MiFedha Transport Services, that's fine. And I want to repeat that these transporters are not employees of MiFedha. It's not our service. We are just outsourcing to the public who are really looking for jobs. So one has a border, you can register with MiFedha and people will see you online. Okay, and then you reset your and you can even see the details there for Kasonge transport details. It's Kasonge transporters, and it's a motorbike. Cost per kilometer is 30 shillings, and you can contact them there, and they are saying fare is bargainable depending on the terrain. So you can call them and you bargain with them there. So no problem with that. And you can compare, like the second panelist is the rate rank. So Kasonge is the cheapest. Again, it's rating from the cheapest cost per kilometer. If I say I want 2 transporters, so the second cheapest is Msafara Freight Logistics, and you can even see their service. It's a truck. Okay, you can view the details of that truck there, right? So, and you can call them there to make more inquiries. And these are saying they are charging 1,000 per kilometer. So if your cargo is so huge, a pickup cannot carry it, or a mini truck cannot carry it. You can, depending on their cost. So these costs, the transport name, what is their name? It's Kasonge. So you can say, I already know a certain transporter. He's called Musafara. So if I write here Musafara, now Kasonge disappears. What is the transport type? Okay, the last one. Is it a border? Okay, is it a border? So there's no border called Musafara, MS. No. But if I take out everything, now Kasonge comes back. So if I say, no, I want from Kasonge, okay? So that will be the name. Okay, so far so good. So my goods, I think they can be carried by a motorbike, because my goods are 7 kg of cabbages, yes, 4 kgs of cucumbers, 5 trays of eggs, 400 kg of maize flour. So those are 4 bags. I don't know if Kasonge will manage, but it's not upon you. You just make the request, and you can make as many requests to as you want to different transporters. So it's upon them to go online and they accept your request. So let us request Kasonge anyway. Okay, so let's see the people offering transport services. Kasonge was at 150. Yes. So let us click on transport and we request Kasonge. We can call Kasonge there. 0711-852-707. You can see their contact details are written there. So let's request from Kasonge. You can see where Kasonge is. You cannot request your own transport. So this is Boni. Okay. What about this other one? Transport from Safari. Transport request successful. So you cannot request from yourself. That's very powerful, because now how? Surely you cannot. Anyway, that's very true. So we've already requested from Safari for transport, and it's a truck. That's interesting. So what happens? Now Msafara will log in and approve. Okay? I mean accept the request. So Musafara, I think Musafara is Boniface if I'm not wrong. So now I'm the transporter. Boniface BMK. Hey, let's log in because I think I created Musafara with Boniface, not with Bonnie. So I, the transporter, who is Bonnie, who owns Musafara Freight Services, will come here and then I view transport requests to accept, that is the transporter. Okay, hey, and there you are. So I've been requested to, I can view the details. So the details are horizons. I'm moving from horizons to Bonnie. Okay, so the buyer was Bonnie, the seller was Horizon. You remember that? The area distance from Horizons to Bonnie is 114 kilometers. The order cost, okay, so it costs 10,290. What everything cost. But the transport cost will be 114. You remember, it's 114 kilometers. This guy was charging 1,000, if you remember that track. So the transport cost will be 114 kilometers times 1,000, that is 114,000. So as I said, okay, of course for demonstration, this makes no sense. So otherwise I would have engaged Kasonge because Kasonge would have charged me 3,000 if you remember the cost for Kasonge. Alright? So, and these are the details of the delivery. Now, let me point out this. It's very important we point out this. It is the responsibility of the transporter to go to the seller's location and verify that whatever is packaged for delivery is actually as per these details. Why? Because if you do not deliver as per these details, the seller will decline from accepting this delivery. And here's the powerful bit, because what if you are given the delivery, the cargo, and then you don't deliver? You go and disappear. Because the transport services are not MiFedha, we are engaging the public members to offer their transport services and they'll earn. They'll be paid by the buyer for those transport services. So how do we secure that? When you engage in this transport service to deliver this cargo, the cargo costs 10,290. So MiFedha will go to your main account and hold that 10,290 from your account. And actually, if you check your account balance, it will be less that amount. But once you deliver the cargo, the money is given back, is reimbursed to your account without deducting even a cent. Okay, so that is the security. And but now MiFedha goes further. What if you do not have that money? If you do not have that money, MiFedha allows you to use your chama or self-help group funds in the account as security. So if you do not have that money, MiFedha will go to your account, check if you can foot that bill, you as the transporter as security. If you cannot, they'll go to your account, to your chama, and they'll ask you which chama do you want to stand in for you. So they'll deduct the 10,290. But once you make the delivery, the 10,290 is given back to the chama. And actually, the chama admin can either approve you for business and disapprove you for business. What basically this means, under membership there you can see approve stroke disapprove transport. So what this basically means is that it will just say, the admin will just come here and say approve transport. So if you do not have money in your main account to act as security for the delivery of the goods or service, MiFedha will go to this particular chama here. Okay, where you belong. You know you belong to different chamas, so each admin can do as they wish. They will approve you for transport, so it will act as your security. But once you deliver, the money is given back, and the admin can disapprove you, because you can be 50 members in your chama and maybe 20 are engaged in transport services. You do not have a lot of funds in your chama account, or maybe at that moment you do not want to your money to be used as security for transport. So the admin will just disapprove all the members for this particular chama. For me, I only have 3 members, user 3 and Boniface. Or once you deliver, they disapprove you, so that another member can use the chama funds as their security. Okay, you get that? So that's the first bit. But now what if you deliver and the buyer doesn't pay you? So while your money in your main account or your chama account is used as security for the cost of the goods and services, at the same time, once you accept this request, the transport cost, we were to view this. The transport cost, that is, how much is it? Let's see. 111,673. Of course, it's not making sense. If it was Kasonge, it would have made more sense. So the transport cost is deducted from the buyer to MiFedha's holding, and MiFedha will hold that money for you, the transporter, so that when you deliver the cargo, now the money gets to account your transporter. You earn that transport fee. You understand? So two funds are held. One is from the transporter's account, or if they do not have funds, from the chama account as security until you deliver the cargo. If you do not and there is a complaint, there will be an arbitration. If you really did deliver, you'll be paid your transport fees. If you did not deliver, if it was never or if it was dispatched and you accepted the request, because we've said you only accept the request if you are sure that the packaged bundle is as per these descriptions. So it's the responsibility of the transporter to ensure that. Okay. So if it was approved, the delivery was dispatched, but you don't deliver, that will be the security, your funds or your chama funds. Okay. Simultaneously, MiFedha holds for you the transport fees in case the buyer, you deliver the cargo and the buyer don't pay you. So don't worry about that. But once you are sure that the cargo is all right, now you come here and you accept the delivery. There are several deliveries here for this transport service known as Msafara. I think so far that is clear, so that we can proceed to the next bit and we understand more of what is happening here. So I want to accept this delivery and we see how it will behave. Just a minute, please. So let's accept this delivery and we earn the buyer cannot cover the delivery cost. So the cost of let me address that, please. They cannot pay. That's interesting. That's very interesting. So let's see. Just a minute. I want to adjust that so that we proceed. We don't go back too much. The buyer is Bonnie. So let's check this and see how it works out. Just a minute. I'm resetting something here. Don't worry. Just a minute. we give Bonnie some funds so that Bonnie can cover this transport cost. All right. Let me deposit some funds for Bonnie. Where did I go now? Not there, please. It's not there. It's not there. So. Just a minute, don't worry, please. I want to add some funds to Bonnie's account so that Bonnie can foot the one what? How much is it? 114,000. Of course, it's not making logic that you buy goods for 10,000, but this is just for demonstration. Don't worry. So I want to give Bonnie some funds here. All right, done. So let's accept the delivery now. So now delivery accepted. So, and you see what has happened. A notification popped, an SMS popped out. So you can send a notification to the buyer that you've accepted their requests, right? And now the transport request, yes, it was requested, and now the transport service is engaged. Before, if you paid attention, it was reading not engaged, like this one, from Sinop to Boniface. There it's written transport not engaged. But once you accept the transport request, now it becomes engaged. And I also want to point out here, these are the different requests. These icons you see here, these are the buyer, that is from Boniface, that is from Bonnie, that is from Boniface again, and also from Boniface, right? And where are you delivering it to? So here you'll also see where you're taking this purchase to. So you are taking it to Embu. You see the blue one. This is the blue one, right? So you are taking it to Embu. And even before you go, you can click there and see where you are taking it to. The Google icon pops here. So don't worry that you do not know where the seller is. Where you're picking it from seller. The seller is Boniface, and this where you'll pick it from. You can use Google Map. You are the transporter. You don't know where the seller is. You come here and you click there where the seller is, and then here you use the Google Map. At the bottom you can see Google Map, and Google Map will give you the direction to the seller. You go to the seller, verify the package. You see, okay, I don't want to spend much time here. You go to the seller, but that is the red icon is where the seller is. You go to the seller, verify the package. You see, Google you can look for direction. You start, and Google Map will guide you where the seller is. So once you go to the seller, verify the package, and you are done. You come back here, and now we go to the buyer. So you are now ready to make the delivery, right? So the delivery is here in Kutus, okay? So you come there, that is the buyer. You're taking it to the buyer, and again from there you can still use Google Map, okay? So let's use Google Map, and we go to, now it's in Kutus, you see? So you are bringing it here. You are bringing that cargo here. You remember when, actually this is where, and that's why you see, Google tells me this Kablu, whatever is moving here, that is where I was actually seated. And so the transporter will see from where did the buyer make the purchase. So they'll deliver them from Embu, where you've seen the buyer will deliver them from, let's repeat that for clarity please. They'll deliver them from, let's go back to MiFedha. Let's come back to MiFedha. So we request, we accept the request. So you're moving it from Embu, from here, the blue one, that is the seller, that is where you pick the cargo from, and you deliver it to Boni, the buyer. You understand? And it's after verifying, because now already your money, 114,000, now is held by MiFedha. And no, the 10,000 is now held by MiFedha, you the transporter. Your 10,000 or your chama's 10,000 is now, once you accept, it is now held by MiFedha. At the same time, the 114,000 from the buyer is now held by MiFedha, because you remember the 114,000, of course it is, we are saying it's not making any sense, but it's because the transporter you engaged, their service cost is 1,000 per kilometer. From here to where the cargo is 114 kilometers. You understand? It's 114 kilometers. Okay? So 114 times 1,000, you get 114,000 Kenya shillings. You understand? So we've accepted the delivery. Now let's proceed to dispatching. And dispatching, it is the seller. This seller is the one who will dispatch. So let's imagine now we've gone to the seller, we've verified that the product is okay, and we've requested. So the seller has to dispatch that delivery. So let us sign in as the seller. That is for Horizon. So let's log in there. This can be done by the personnel, don't worry. So you need not be the owner of the business. You can employ people. Like if it's a supermarket, there are so many workers in a supermarket. You just register them as personnel. You remember I demonstrated that. So let us dispatch. At the bottom here, you can see the last component is view transport request to dispatch a delivery. That is the seller. And who is dispatching? Horizon. So we look for Horizon, and here is Horizon. So Boni has several businesses, and let's imagine I'm a personnel working in Horizon. So we select the business, and the transporter is, because there are different people coming to collect cargo or delivery, so you can search for them here. Kasonge, this Kasonge, but that is not what we want to deliver. To collect. Let's go to Msafara. All right. So these are, actually, if you remember, this is what we've bought. 7 kg of cabbages, you remember that? 4 kg of cucumbers, 5 trays of eggs, and 104 kg maize flour. Okay? So the seller now checks, is this the relay Msafara Freight Logistics? Okay? And so on the other end, now Msafara comes here, and they show the seller this. So they compare. Is what the transporter having the same as, you remember this is what the transporter is having, okay? So if the transporter is not having this, you just leave it, all right? So of course this is Boniface. So let's log in as Boniface. I want to show that Boniface is the transporter, and So we want to compare. I want you to master that, or you cram that. I'm almost done, so don't worry. So the transporter, this delivery, view details. So please remember it's 7 kg of cabbages. Now this is the transporter. 4 kg of cucumbers, 5 tray of eggs, and 400 kg of maize. So the transporter opens this and they compare it with the seller. I mean the seller. The seller is Boni. So now Boni, that is the business, I mean the personnel will open from their end. The transporter presents what they have been sent to collect, as I've just shown you. And then the seller now comes here and they want to dispatch. So they check here. We are going to Horizon. So they check the delivery by Msafara. These are the transporters. So they check, they compare. Of course, if it's the same, they can dispatch once the transporter is comfortable. So let us dispatch. So now it is dispatched, right? Delivery dispatched, and they can actually send a notification to the buyer that the delivery has been successfully dispatched, all right? So here you are. Horizons has dispatched your delivery of 7 kg. So these are the details of the delivery. And you can call this guy here. This is the transporter via this number to verify that they really have the cargo or the delivery, right? So the delivery has been dispatched successfully. So the transporter now takes the delivery to the seller, I mean to the buyer. So once they get to the buyer can receive the delivery request or cancel it. Of course, you cannot cancel a delivery. Again, this is common sense. If it is already engaged, so if the transport is engaged, you cannot cancel. Like if I click on cancel, this delivery request has been accepted, so you cannot do that, right? So let us and also you can change delivery location. You cannot change delivery location if it is already engaged. That is very important. But let's accept the delivery anyway. So and the delivery, you remember, these are the details of the delivery: 7 kg of cabbages, 4 kg of cucumbers, 5 trays of eggs. You remember that? 400 kg of maize flour. So let us accept this delivery. So once you accept this delivery, the money that was held by MiFedha will now move from MiFedha for the transport cost to the transporter. And then the money that was held by MiFedha from the transporter or from the transporter's chama will now move from from MiFedha back to the transporter because they have delivered your cargo. You understand that? But if you have any issue with this cargo delivery, you can raise the issue with MiFedha, and that is why MiFedha is holding the funds. Like if the transporter doesn't deliver the cargo, so and after arbitration, you'll be given back the cost of what you had bought, so that you don't buy goods and services and then they get lost, right? And they don't just get lost. It's the transporter that takes your goods and services, okay? Or maybe they run away with your goods and services. That's why we are holding the transporter's money or the transporter's chama money, so that if there are issues, we give you back your money, because these are not our transport services. We are just creating jobs for border riders, people who offer transport services. So let us accept. Let's say you are satisfied with everything, and here it is showing you again a very important thing. Here it is showing you when the delivery was accepted, when the transporter accepted to deliver your goods, 0.1828 hours ago. So like if you raise issues, we'll also check. Like you cannot raise issues after like 5 minutes. Of course, you don't expect the delivery to have been made, so we'll also factor in when was the delivery accepted. you give them some allowance of time. So anyway, let's accept this delivery. Delivery received, and then we can, because maybe it was they made the delivery and then they left, you can just send them a notification that you've received your delivery. Okay, Bonnie has received your delivery of all that. All right, so I think that's all for MiFedha services, and we are creating jobs because these are private transport service providers. It's not MiFedha's transport services, and anybody can engage in this framework, and we address the issue of unemployment. And the powerful bit is you need not have money in your main account as long as you belong to a given chama. Border riders belong to different chamas, so you might not be having that money to act as security for the delivery, but your chama comes in very strong. The admin can approve, disapprove, so that they regulate this coverage and allow at least each and every chama member to enjoy that service. So far, anyway, thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you. Thank you.